I do welcome you to Bible Times. I'm Willard Pless, and we're here to study and learn what the Bible is talking about and giving us. The Bible has give time from the time that God created this world and brought it all into existence, and I know the Bible don't give everything because the world wouldn't even hold the books that could be written, but we want to talk about what's going on today. We're here in 2025, and we know that America has become the new Babylon for the end time days. The Bible teaches this. It teaches about Babylon coming back with a new leader. And we learn that America is the Babylon for the end time days, and President Trump is the leader. Now, the Bible gives that this is the kingdom that Satan will get set up here on earth just before Jesus comes. And the Bible definitely teaches this, and it's clear on giving things if you know where to look and what to look at, and we know that America really began to do this thing back before World War II. That the presidents from before World War II up until the president that we have now, which is President Trump, and the Bible gives this thing coming forward. And Revelation chapter 13, when it talks about the heads that the beast will have and the horns that the beast will have, that's what this is talking about. It's talking about the 7 hills of Washington, D.C., and it's talking about the 10 presidents from Kennedy to President Trump coming. And we've talked about all this in our videos, and if you want to go and look at about this, but the Bible gives this. And we're in the end time days. We started the 24 years of end time days in 2000. And when we come to 2018, this began the 7-year tribulation. Now, I know people are not seeing this. They're not understanding this, but let's talk a little bit about when President Trump showed up, when he came about in 2017. Now, if you go to the book of Daniel, chapter 9, and look at verse 25, see, this verse talks about Israel coming back into the land and rebuilding the land, and that Messiah the Prince, that's talking about President Trump, would show up when they were back in the land for 69 years. So they came back in 1948, and when it come to 2017, see, they'd been back for 69 years. And then 2018, that they celebrated the 70th year of being back, and they celebrate that time on May the 14th in 2018, and this is when President Trump went into the Middle East and moved the American embassy to Jerusalem and started the Abraham Accord, And Daniel talks about the peace treaty that he would set up with Israel for 7 years. And but it would fall in the middle time, that it would fall. And so that's the first coming, first when he first showed up, and the rider, the white horse, points that out, and see, he's going to conquer without weapons. He's going to conquer with flattery, and that's what he done to Israel. See, he went in and conquered them through flattery. When Nebuchadnezzar came in, he came in with weapons, but President Trump wouldn't do that. He come in with flattery, and he conquered Israel with flattery. And so Israel's right in the middle of this thing right now. They're involved in what's going on in the world, and see, the Bible is about Israel and how this is going to affect Israel. See, this is a playover again of Nebuchadnezzar and Babylon, but see, it'll be a little bit different. President Trump will go through the same thing that Nebuchadnezzar did, that he came and ruled and then he's taken down. And the Bible teaches that he wounded his own head. And the Bible also teaches that he would be wounded by a sword. And we understand that the sword is now a gun. It's a handheld weapon. You have to understand that. That the sword is a handheld weapon and the gun is a handheld weapon. And he would be wounded but live. See, now President Kennedy, he didn't live, but this man will live. And then you look at Daniel chapter 26, and it talks about when President Trump will be cut off, and how that Jerusalem would be flooded. And you find that in Daniel chapter 9, verse 26. And you can go there and read that. And see, this is coming. We learned that the flooding for Israel is going to happen in January, just like it did the first time he was taken down. That Capitol Hill was flooded, and that was the head. See, Capitol Hill is one of the heads of Washington, D.C. And you can Google the heads of Washington, D.C. You can Google the hills of Washington, D.C., and it'll give you the 7 hills. And so this is what we see that's going on. And I know people are not understanding this. They're not paying attention enough to understand what's going on. And a lot of people are getting caught up in it. And the Bible warns to not become a part of this Babylon, because this is Satan's doing. The Bible teaches that when he comes to earth, and he came to earth on April the 8th in 2024. And see, Joel gave the prophecy of the 2 Bible signs that would come just before Jesus did, before he comes, and these have already come. The sun turned to darkness on April the 8th in 24. And then when we come to 25 in March on the 14th, the blood moon came. And Peter talked about that in Acts chapter 2. See, you need to get into the scriptures. You need to understand what the scriptures are talking about. And what we're seeing now, Satan's giving President Trump his power and his place and his seat. And here on July the 4th here in 2025, we see that President Trump was given more power. See, this is when he really took over the economy of the world. And the economy is going to crash. If you read chapter 17 and 18 of Revelation, you'll see that the economy is going to crash. And we're seeing that this time is going to be October. And then when we come to November, after November the 22nd, that President Trump's going to be cut off. Israel's going to cut him off. And this is when they're going to flood Jerusalem. And this will be the abomination of desolation that comes, that Jesus talked about in Matthew 24. And the Jewish people are supposed to flee into the wilderness when this time comes. And see, a lot of doctrine that's went on in this world's not true. About the church becoming the bride of Jesus is not true. See, we learn in Revelation 21 that the bride of Jesus is Jerusalem. And when it talks about the rapture of the church coming before the tribulation, that's not true. And we need to understand what in the world is really going on in this world. And I'm not here to scare anybody. I hope it'll get your attention. I hope you can get in the scriptures and start reading and studying and seeing these things and talk to Jesus about it. Begin to talk to him and tell him you want to see and you want to be a part of what he's doing in this world. See, Jesus is the one that's going to cause the economy to collapse. He's going to use the 10 horns that President Trump has. See, Revelation 17 says that he's going to choose 10 kings that'll be under him. And they're going to be rich and powerful. And it looks like that Elon Musk is one of those. And we can see that the Bible says that the 10 kings are going to hate the whore. That's the economy that has, and this is how it's going to collapse. This is how it's going to crash. The 10 kings are going to cause it to crash. And we're looking at this thing, and see, we don't know how things develop. The Bible doesn't give that, but it tells about what's going to happen, but it don't give every detail. So you'll have to just kind of look and follow things and see what's going on. And this third party looks like it may be the one that would destroy the economy. See, Elon Musk is already he's already hating the bill of the beautiful bill that was passed, and President Trump signed it here on July the 4th. And see, the 10 men are going to hate that, and they're going to take it down. And they're going to cause it to crash. And this will be done in October. When we get to October and November and December and January, things are really going to happen and take place in this world. And you need to talk to Jesus and tell him you want him in your heart and you want to follow and walk with him and the Father and be a part of what they're doing and stand up and see what's going on and be willing to help get the message into the world. And this is what we're trying to do. We're not trying to cause chaos or anything. We just want to warn people and try to help people to come out if they're involved in this thing, and come out and walk with Jesus and the Father and be a part and look for Jesus coming. Turn the world loose. Don't go for that, but look for Jesus and his kingdom that he will set up when he comes. And I hope you'll do that, and God bless you, and you have a great day.